Forklift safety. There's approximately 100 deaths per year in the US from forklift accidents. And so it's important to understand about forklift safety. Apparently, these employees were never properly trained on forklift safety. That is not an OSHA approved way of reaching higher with your forklift. Now, I'm sure this employee is not in the picture because they're off changing their underwear someplace. When you drive off the edge of the loading dock, that's a bad thing. When you drive off the edge of a loading dock carrying a bomb, that is a really bad thing. So there are standards for forklift safety. There's formal training required of the safety operators, and there should be training included for the people who are going to be working around the forklifts as well. So there's lots of details on the training. So do you remember this now? If it is not written down, it never happened. Document everything, including forklift training. So signage, this is something you might put up in the break room. Somebody who's bored on break can review and remind themselves of some of the details, or look something up on the list if they have a question. There are all kinds of things available from OSHA, from the Department of Industrial Relations, from possibly FELS.net, which I've mentioned before, and there's a link to a website, and even some industry groups like the California Strawberry Commission. I doubt they have industrial trucks and forklift information, but they have safety posters and signage relevant to that industry. Things that you can do here, you've got a really unfortunate crossing of a forklift pathway and a pedestrian pathway. Ideally, you would design your facility so they don't cross paths, but that's not always possible. So what do? You create something. This is one of the most elaborate and safe systems that I've seen, where you have these little stop sign crossing arms like a train crossing, but in a higher traffic area, maybe that's what's required. And it's not just about your employees. Don't forget about visitors and vendors, and the person who's changing the traps for rodents around the building. And they're focused on their job, and they're setting and picking up traps, and they're doing their job, and they go from here and over there, and the next thing you know, they're one of the forklift accidents. The Salinas Valley Ammonia Safety Day, this moved because of COVID. I don't know where it's going to be. It had been in May for many, many, many years. It was August. It was August of 2021. So where is it going to be in the future? I don't know. But if you work in a cooler facility, that's really what this Salinas Valley Ammonia Safety Day is all about. If you have any interaction whatsoever with cooling facilities that use anhydrous ammonia as the refrigerant, you really should keep an eye on this. Go to SVASD, Salinas Valley Ammonia Safety Day.com, and keep an eye on it till the next one is announced. Put it on your calendar. It's a great thing to do. You'll learn a lot. There are workshops and discussions, presentations. It's even approved, or at least it always had been approved, for certain kind of continuing education credits if you need continuing education credits in your employment. So that is a quick run through of safety issues. And I wouldn't really consider this safety training. I would consider this safety awareness for supervisors. and trying to make sure that through this presentation that I had given, I don't know, I gave this presentation for 8 years or something like that, before they revamped and had new employees. I haven't done it in 2 years. Um, 3 years. Anyway, this is not anything that would be a training. This is encouraging people to do the training. This is encouraging people to get their employees properly trained to follow the regulations so you don't end up with injured employees and you don't end up paying a fine to one of the regulatory agencies that inspects your facility and finds your IIPP a little bit thin.